Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. It is July 2024 and it is hot. So we're going to talk today a little bit about what it's like homesteading this time of year in the heat. I have some suggestions for you guys if you're going to be doing this, and we also want to talk about the kindness of strangers. To our channel, my name is Carrie and Doug is my other half. He's filming, and we in 2022, May of 2022, we sold our house and most everything we own. We left the city. We were tired of everything going on, and we bought some homestead property out here in southeast Arizona in Cochise County. We bought 36 acres. We're building our homestead from the ground up. We're building it completely off the grid, sustainably. And we've been learning as we go. So we hope that what we're learning we can pass on to you and that you can get some value in it. And we'd love if you follow along. I'm sitting in front of our off-grid bathroom build that we just started, well, maybe 6 months ago. We had a few mishaps. Doug broke his arm. I tore my shoulder. So we've been kind of slow in getting this thing going. But you should be seeing some videos coming up here pretty soon about this particular build and what we're doing with it and where we're at with it. So, but in the meantime, it's hot. I actually am feeling a little bit of rain, just a few sprinkles. It feels really good. It's about 100 degrees today, which is pretty standard out here starting in June. We're pretty much at 100, June, July, August, sometimes a little bit into September. And in between that, we get monsoons, which are, monsoons are a change of the wind pattern, which brings us rain, and it's the time of the year when we're supposed to be getting our most rain. So Doug's going to talk a little bit more about monsoons and what that means and how important they are. I'm hoping it might rain a little bit on us.
Will we ever get rain? That is the question. Will we ever get rain? The monsoons are here, but not here. Not up on our hill. You can see them out there in the distance. This is what happened last year. Every day it rained, it monsooned down in the valley. You can see it off there. Those some happy plants over there. These creosote bushes can go 7 years without rain. I imagine most of the other bushes here can do the same thing. But you can see the clouds off in the distance. But as for here, nothing. Nothing yet. There's many cultures in the past that have come up with rain dances and certain ceremonies to conjure up those storms and bring rain onto their lands. But we have a more powerful ceremony. It's called prayer. So we go into prayer mode heavily during this time of year. Last year we weren't blessed with any rain whatsoever. But there's a reason for everything, you know. This year, we're hoping. You can see off in the distance. Down in the valley, they're getting plenty of rain right now. They're getting dumped on buckets. We just got to wait our turn. Since we've moved the RV up here on top of the hill, we have seen maybe half an inch of rain in the year and a half that we've been up here on top. That's way below the average. The average here is 14 inches a year. The year that we moved here, or the year that we bought our property and came out here, they got well over 30 inches of rain. So the season isn't ripe yet for us. We just got to keep praying and hope we get some of this gorgeous and rare rain, hopefully. Over there, way out there, Sierra Vista, they're getting rained on. Tombstone, they're getting rained on. Tombstone got rain every day last year. As for us, nada, enchilada.
I just wanted to talk a little bit about what it's like when it's this hot. It can be a real struggle. So if you're somebody that has a hard time in the heat, you just want to be careful. You can really overheat yourself very easily. You can get heat stroke. You've got to constantly be thinking about your fluid intake, about water. Electrolytes are really important. Keep your hydration up. You need to drink way more water than what you might think. Like, I'm talking probably a gallon a day, which is about what I drink. Doug drinks more of juices and things like that than water, but I drink tons of water, and it's super important. It's just the moisture, because the lack of humidity, it just really sucks it out of you. It does help when the monsoons start. It definitely raises the humidity, and right now we feel like more like along the lines of Florida. Not quite that humid, but you can definitely feel the humidity, which is, I like it. It's a nice break from the dry that we have the rest of the year. One of the things that I've just been kind of struggling with is being in the RV and just having it be really hot. RVs are just not made to have great air circulation, and it gets hot in there. One of our main generator that we use to run a lot of stuff, including our fan, the internet, and some other things, has died. So we can't use that anymore, and we just have like a portable power bank. I think we talked about this in the last video, but power is kind of a struggle a little bit right now. We're going to do some things to fix that. And we actually had one of our subscribers who's become a friend of Doug's sent us some stuff, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the video. But I just wanted to mention our friends Sammy and Oscar. They are also homesteading out here in Cochise County. They are originally from Oregon, so they're also, dealing with some of the same things that we are with the difference in climate. But they graciously stopped by and dropped me off this little rechargeable USB handheld fan. It's really cool because it's got like a tripod on it that bends, so you can hang it from things, or you can just hold it, or it's really lightweight. It also has a hook, and it's got 3 speeds. So Sammy and Oscar, I'm enjoying the fan. It's great at night when the air is really still and I just need some kind of air movement. So this thing is awesome. And like I said, it's rechargeable. So it's very handy, and I'm very grateful and appreciative of it.
Working in the heat. Working in the heat, same time monsoon season is. You can see them in the background. There they are. They're getting some good rain. Working in the heat. The best time to work here would have been about the same time I broke my arm. It's where you can still wear a hoodie and not be overheated. And it's just cold enough so that I can work very well in the cold. 30 degrees, 40 degrees, that's my favorite time to work. But during the best time to work here, 60s, 70s, and I had broken my arm, so I couldn't get really much work done. Right now, we're not really getting any work done. It's very hot, in the hundreds. Expected to be that for the rest of the week at least. And But the good thing about this time of year, it's my favorite time to be outside at night because it is in the 70s at night. You can still wear shorts and a t-shirt, sit around, and enjoy that nice, comfortable breeze that usually comes in after the monsoons hit. But working outside in this stuff is really not fun at all. It's you need to have shade, you need to drink lots and lots of water. That's stating the obvious, obviously. But we're hoping for some breaks. If not, I'm gonna have to just force myself to come outside and check that out. There's a dust devil in the monsoon itself. You can see it way out there, dust devil in the monsoon. Pretty cool. We got some definite strange weather out here. But yeah, if you don't like the heat, you're gonna have a hard time working out here. I'm gonna have to force myself to get back to working on this banyo, at least get the health inspector out here and get that passed, and then I can get back on working on the house, and then I'll feel a little less anxiety in my life. It's right now trying to find the time to work is really hard too. You got to figure, I work 2 jobs now. One's full-time. I got another job, and then I also work on the homestead, and we also have a YouTube channel. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's 2 Rebels Off Grid. And that takes up at least 20 hours a week. So we're working our butts off if we're not injured at the time. And we're just praying a lot, hoping that this rain comes on over here. Come on over. Come on. This way. But these monsoons drive from the Baja Peninsula over there in California and the Gulf of Mexico, and they converge here. And they come up from Mexico. So that's Mexico way out there. And they bring these nice little poofy clouds that turn to this type of cloud, and then eventually we get our lightning storms and the uplift winds, and it can get pretty violent if you're actually under one of these monsoons. You want to be indoors, obviously, but and our dogs really need a bath. They'll probably just hang out in the rain when it happens. Get them all nice and clean, back to white again, you know, not off white.
So what we found since we have come out here to Southeast Arizona, which is probably not surprising and probably won't surprise any of you, but we found we do get some people that are just kind of crappy, and I'm sure you've seen some of the comments. We get supposedly people that live here, that have lived here a long time, that don't necessarily want outsiders coming in, which I understand. That's understandable. And maybe there's certain political persuasions or belief systems that they don't necessarily want in this county, so they're probably really on the defensive about that. So I get that. I don't particularly like getting crappy comments on our channel, but they are part of doing this. It kind of comes with the territory. But the other thing that we've really discovered is that there are some awesome people out here. I have to tell you guys, like, we've made more friends out here than we ever had when we were in Denver and living a more of a traditional life. And let me explain what I mean. So when you're homesteading and when you're building everything yourself, and most people that are doing this are paying cash as they go, because the whole goal is to not have debt when we're done with this. And it can be a real challenge. It can be a real struggle. You can have situations where you have got to figure out ways around things, that either, to cut corners as far as money goes. You have to be creative, you have to be resilient, you just have to be, you just kind of have to think outside the box, I guess is the best way to describe it. And the people that live out here that are doing this, that's exactly how they are. They are all that way. It's like Doug and I have found people that are just like us, that think very much like we do, and have a lot of the same views and perspectives. And what we found is those people are incredibly generous with their time, with wanting to help you, with wanting to kind of like walk alongside you and give you ideas and support. And that, I can't even explain how wonderfully valuable and how much we appreciate that. We've really connected with some awesome people, you guys. And this fan that Sammy and Oscar got for me, and Dad can use it too, but it's mostly for me. They like people like that. They're awesome. Like they, you know, they're just good people. And so that's really something that we found, this sense of community, even though we're on this giant piece of property in this huge county with just lots of space. What we found is we've connected with people in a way that we've never been able to before in our lives. So that's been really freaking awesome.
You also got to be really careful what you ask for, guys. Sometimes you get what you ask for too. Those monsoons that you saw off in the distance are now getting closer. We may actually get some. You can see how the dust is getting up in the air way off in the distance when the rain hits the arid ground, and it just kind of gets tossed up into the air. It's amazing how rain is so important for us out here now. I grew up in, Carrie grew up there too, but we grew up just northeast of Seattle, along the mountains, the Cascades there, and we got rain 100 days a year, pretty much, if not more. I remember going weeks and weeks without a break in the rain when I was a kid. And here it's total opposite. You can go months or maybe even sometimes a year without rain. And there's another one starting to form over there. You can see that, and then you can see all that dust. Look at all that dust in the background there between the two monsoons. This one isn't coming towards us though. This one's staying where it's at. There's something forming right above that mountain right there. It's very interesting weather patterns here. And I think that it's not that any other place doesn't have interesting weather patterns. It's just here there's nothing blocking your view. When I lived in New York, the trees grow 90 to 100 feet tall, so you couldn't see all this in the distance. You couldn't see that far off into the horizon because you'd have the trees would be, you know, this tall, so literally you could just see upward into the clouds. Here there's nothing stopping your view for hundreds of miles, so we can see all the intricate patterns that the clouds form and stuff. But this is an original place, guys. Very beautiful, but also very dangerous. It wasn't made for man, I'm sure. This is probably made for passing through at one time, you know. It was designed to pass through and go to better places, but here we are. This is our allotment in life, and we are blessed for sure. Look at this, just amazing. If it gets closer, I'll take another shot.
So another one of our viewers who has become a friend of Doug's, his name is Bruce, and we're gonna link his channel here, right here, and I'll also put it down in the description. He's got a YouTube channel, and he's going to be doing very similar things to what we're doing. I think he's either just recently bought property or is going to be buying property. But Bruce saw that we were struggling with our solar system and just the power issues that we were having, and out of the kindness of his heart, he sent us 2 brand new solar panels.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about Off-Grid Trucker. He's had his CDL since 96. He was driving dump truck for 3.5 years, and then he went into his long haul trucking gig, and he's been doing that ever since. Driven to 47 of the mainland states. He's been to Niagara Falls. He's been to the Florida Keys. He's been to Canada twice. He kind of likes everything about off-gridding, but he specializes in solar. He also has just bought some property way up north, Arizona. We really appreciate this guy. Good guy. Go ahead and follow him.
He shipped them to us. No strings attached. Didn't ask for anything in return. Just sent them just as a very nice human kindness. So we really, it's hard to explain, you guys, when, like, it's one thing when your kids give you a gift or a friend, or for somebody that we've never personally met in person to send us something like that, that's like it's very touching and very heartwarming. And especially the way things are today, it's just really nice. I can't explain how just heartwarming that is and how thankful we are. So thank you. A big, huge shout out to Bruce, and you guys give him a little boost. Follow his channel. He's going to be doing the same things that, a lot of the same things that Doug and I are doing, and it would be awesome. We can show him some love and gratitude. We don't have a way to thank him except to do this. So hopefully you guys can kind of walk alongside him too, and give him a follow and a like, and follow what he's doing. That would be pretty awesome. So thank you, Bruce. We really appreciate you.
Maybe. I'm thinking that those ones we saw down below are heading up this way. Yeah, working out here is not fun. Not during this time of year. The only thing you can really do, I mean, it's perfect for doing certain types of work, but other types of work, it's pretty pointless to even be out here trying to get anything done unless you're crazy. Said you need to set up some kind of shade so that you can cool off once in a while, like every 10 minutes. Try to get indoors or under some kind of cloth, shade cloth. Do your best. Stuff like shoveling and all that good stuff is not very smart to do in the middle of the day. Most people out here, they do most of their work early in the morning, or they do it later on at night. But that's where the monsoons are, kind of in the afternoon. So unless you like working in the rain, you're limited. So most people this time of year will work in the morning and get it done with and call it a day early on, whereas the rest of the year you can pretty much get away with working all day long. Yeah, so that one appeared like it was going to come close to us, but it never did. That one kind of got big and then kind of piddled out. If you notice, these clouds, like, I've been just standing here and these things will just darken up above you and come together. And sometimes, like, this cloud here will merge with that one way out there and make a big storm. And sometimes they'll just piddle out. But when they get dark like that, they're usually building up water.
I'm sitting here on our very favorite, most top homestead purchase, which is our tractor. Absolutely invaluable. We highly recommend it. We were on the fence on buying one. Haven't regretted it even for 1 second. So if you're going to homestead and you've got raw land, get yourself a tractor. It should be your very first purchase. Okay, so that brings me to another thing that happened yesterday. Being out here for the last 2 years, we've had a lot of stuff that we've bought that has either worked out great or hasn't worked out well at all. So with that, we have compiled a list and we have put it on our Amazon storefront, which we just got yesterday. We finally got enough subscribers to qualify for that. So I'll put a link up above and I'll put a link in the description. We've got an Amazon storefront. There's 2 lists on there. One is our Homestead Essentials list. And those are the things that Doug and I have purchased and we've used and we love and we highly recommend for homesteading out here. The other list is our Homestead wish list. And the Homestead wish list is kind of outrageous, I'm not gonna lie. We put like our wildest dreams on there, so take it however you want to take it, but check it out, because that's kind of a big accomplishment for us to get qualified for that Amazon, they call it the Amazon influencer program. So anyhow, we're proud of that and excited, and we'd love it if you guys check it out. And we just want to say thank you so much for following our channel, for supporting us. We never could have thought that anybody would be interested in what we're doing, but we hope we keep it real. We really want to be honest with you guys about what this actually is, and we appreciate you following along, watching to the end, and of course we appreciate your likes and subscribes and comments. Thank you so much for watching today.